Hello, guys. Welcome back. Before we do anything today, I thought maybe we could do a little bit of caving. Okay, now that that's over with, what could we do today? This is what I got kind of laid out for our library. It's not much, and I don't know if I'm going to stick with it, but this is kind of what I was thinking. So for an entrance, you kind of come in. These are kind of placeholders for bookshelves, or there'll be bookshelves on top of it. And I'm kind of thinking a circular design. And I have in my mind having like a lower area and then an upper area with books along the sides. It's kind of how I envision this library to be. And then up here, it'll step up. There'll be some kind of desk, and that's where the librarians will be situated. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know if I could put it together or not, but we could try. I got some levels here we could spend as well. This is actually post-caving. Got some iron cooking up. What should we enchant, though? I don't think we really need any picks. I mean, we got some fortunes, some silks. All of our efficiency ones are at the nether at the moment. What could we enchant? Or do I need to repair anything? We could repair this guy, maybe. Why don't we see what that would cost us? Let's get some diamonds. Got 5. So we could do that, or we can make a pick. And see what that'll cost us. Oh, I got more diamonds in there. Oh, I even got a pick. So, this thing looks like it's about to break. But, I think it's usually cheaper to do it that way. Nope, too expensive. Too expensive. Okay, what about... Ooh, even just 1 diamond is too expensive. That is strange. I wonder if this was a pick that I had already repaired before and like created into that. Okay. Well, fine. I don't want to repair it. Do I have any boots? I'm always up for some more feather falling boots, maybe? What's that one? That's our efficiency 5. Do a helm. Well, why don't we just go enchant another pick then? Why not? That is something else we could probably put in the library, is another enchanting table. And hopefully we can position the books in such a manner that we will get, or be able to enchant at full 30. But we'll see. Yeah, why not? It's okay. Maybe I have another Fortune 2 pick or something we could combine with that one. I don't really like using Fortune 2, and there's Fortune 3 available. Seems kind of like a waste. But let's put that down there. Those are all Fortune 3. There might be one at the the end. My apologies. Yeah, let's just put him back. These worn out ones I tend to just use downstairs at the ore packager, the QOP. But since we're no longer caving, I'm just going to switch back to this efficiency pick. And we can put those diamonds away. And things to talk about this episode. We touched base on that actual caving video that we did in regards to what we could work on. And there were some suggestions. First off, no, I'm not a brony. The only reason I know what that is because I've heard it off the Minecraft guys being asked the same thing. So, no. So I will not be building any houses based on any of that because I don't know anything about it, so my apologies. Second of all, we had a suggestion. I can't remember your name. Fow something? Iron Golem Farm. And what my thoughts were on building one of those. And truthfully, I've never really had the desire to build one. But I'm not totally against them. I have no problem with them or the idea of them. I do like caving for iron. But as someone else had pointed out, it is in terms of just a project itself, it is a neat project to kind of undertake. And I'm considering it now that you guys have suggested it and commented about it. Like before, I really didn't have any plans, and I couldn't really think of how I could incorporate it into any of my builds. The issue with these guys that I know of, like you have to build those fake villages, and they have to be built under certain perimeters that will allow them to not conflict with each other. So I don't know too much. I'll have to watch Doc M's video tutorial about it for sure before I try to attempt this. But my main concern was because I have this thing based kind of as a village itself, and I want to populate it with villagers, I don't think it's possible for me to build an iron golem farm in this area. If I did, I'm pretty sure it would have to be a little ways away anyway, like, I don't know what it is, 60, 80 blocks, something like that. I'd have to check for sure. So it'd have to be somewhere outside the city, which isn't too big of a deal. But which actually might work. Well, here's what I'm considering. We could do that. We could build it somewhere outside the city where it won't conflict, but preferably where it will still be loaded. The main thing I don't like about these guys is if to use them as kind of an AFK farm. So if I have to sit somewhere and wait for these guys to collect, like leave my game running for overnight or something like that to collect iron, I don't really like doing that. That's almost kind of like spawning in items to me. Not really, but it's kind of close. I'd rather, like, if they could be working away and dying while I'm building in the city and all their iron is being collected in the unloaded chunk. That's kind of how I'd prefer it to happen. The other alternative, which kind of piqued my interest and came off of the Mine Logic server, the Pierce, I think he's already built one iron golem farm, but he actually mentioned building one in the end. And that kind of piqued my interest. And thought that might be an idea. I mean, we could theoretically build it in range of the Enderman farm, I'm thinking. But not close enough for them to like interfere with spawning or anything like that. So we'd have to be careful on how we build it. And make sure it's far enough away so they can't teleport to it. But that's something that could be running every time we are at the Enderman farm XPing or grinding for XP. We could have that thing running that would be collecting iron golems, and then every time before I leave, I could kill them off and collect the iron. That kind of appeals to me. I like that. So that's one option. Or I guess the second option. So the first option being somewhere around here, wherever we could put it, where it won't interfere. But I also don't want some massive thing, tower. I like how everything's fairly small scale in terms of height on the in and around this village. The village is kind of the center point. The cathedral is kind of the tallest thing around. I don't want to have some massive tower out in the distance. I like how all my other farms are either kind of underground, like all the big builds, like the sugarcane, and the mob farm or darkroom grinder kind of thing. It's a big build, but it's underground and you don't see it. So we could possibly do that. If it is built outside the village, we could tuck it underground or something like that, so it's not an eyesore, it's not intrusive, it doesn't look out of place. So yeah, those are the options. Maybe if you guys want to let me know what you guys think and what you would prefer. I think the end might be a good challenging build, because we'd have to get villagers to the end. Basically get them in through the end portal, I'm guessing would be kind of the only way to do it. So yeah, I think that might be cool. And if we do it here, it'd probably involve blowing up another hole in the earth so that we could tuck it partially underground, or at least have... I'll have to watch the video again. I think I've watched it once, but it was a long time ago. And I think the way he has it is there's like 4 of them, or is it 1 and then another one up in the air? I can't remember. Either way, however, the uppermost village thing would probably end up being down in the ground, I'm guessing. Or at ground level. And the other one would be underground where we wouldn't be able to see it. So yeah, that is a plan. So yeah, I'm not against Iron Golem Farm, and now with all the talk about it, I'm kind of intrigued, and possibly even just for the challenge of building it, not necessarily to use it to collect iron, but just for the sake of kind of getting it up and running and functioning, just as it is something I've never done. So yeah. Where were we? We haven't really done anything. I've just yacked and walked around in circles and accomplished absolutely nothing. Let's get some spruce wood, and we need some birch, pretty much everything. Probably a couple half slabs, maybe some stairs, and maybe we'll grab a stack in case we need to make something else. And then we could grab some bookshelves too, I suppose. I think I have a decent amount. Yep. Okay. So, and we could play around with colors. I don't want it all to be birch like this, because that's kind of plain. Can also get a shovel or something to break this stuff up, but let's just see if we can get a basic shape for this building. So if we had bookshelves like that, so we come in the door, should they be that high? Maybe. Maybe we'll do half high, half low. And then enough room to walk past them on that side. And then maybe here it would step up. Something like that. And what about, could we make kind of a, yeah, that doesn't look right, does it? Well, we'll see. So if we had that being the upper level there, and this is where the librarian would be. I don't want to get too close to this outer wall either, though. So we might need to push that back one. Maybe decrease this gap to only one wide, but that would be pretty cramped, so I don't like that. Well, maybe just that. Maybe one more. And then the outer wall would be here. That would be a placeholder. Maybe. Okay. How about the upper level? We could just use ladders to get to the upper level. Have like a ladder here or something. So that would be the upper level on top of that. I don't think I have enough room to do this. Because I don't want a railing. So if the railing is where I'm standing, a walkway here, and then I'd want the bookshelves here. Now we've run out of room. Oh, thought he was a skeleton for a second there. Speed caving got to me. I don't know. Well, we could do a railing kind of hugging the edge. Let me get some rails or some fence posts. Let's see what we can do with that. I'll have to check how much time I've spent yakking and the sped up cave footage to see how much time we have left, but if we can get an idea on what to do here, like we could do something like that. Have the railing there. And don't like how that's off-centered, but we could maybe change that to make it fit better. Because we could do something like that, and then the ladder would be there, so you climb up the ladder to get to this level, and then these books would be here instead. It's still pretty cramped. We might have to push the whole building that way. If we don't have enough room, I'm not against demolishing those houses. And we could possibly build the library over there too, if it needs more space. I mean, libraries are typically pretty big, so that might be an idea. I do kind of like how this is looking. Like in general. Definitely needs some tweaking. But yeah, I don't think there's enough room here to build it. So if we took out this corner lot, maybe would be nice. And we could take out part of the tree area. So we could have a nice circular build for the library. That might be better. I think I'd like that. And these houses are kind of messed up with the stairs anyway, since that stair placement changed. All these things are different. They don't really have the same shape as they used to anyway, so yeah, we could condemn these. That might be the way to go. Again, let me know what you think. Let's get some signs out here. Do I have any signs? I don't see any. Let's make a few more than that. Other thing I do want to get working on is the beacons, of course. But I'd love to have speed everywhere in the city. I kind of want to have one beacon up everywhere we need it so that we have kind of full coverage in the village. I still have to plot out all the beacon locations along the outer edge and figure out where the dead zones are within the city. But once we get that in place, I can convert them all to haste, and we can use an efficiency 5 pick, and I can just dig tunnels like a madman, connecting them all up for the circuitry I want to add in so that we can have full control over all the beacons. So that's kind of the plan there. Let's see, how should we do this? Should we just put condemned? This assumes I know how to spell condemned. Condemn, is it? That doesn't look. Nope. Condemned. That does not look right to me. Condemned. Nope. Huh. Okay, that's close. Sort of. I forgot the N. Condemned. Future site of library. That will do. And maybe we could just like blow it up with some TNT or something. That might be fun. Maybe I could set that up. And we can have a little lever and just, or a plunger, or, yeah, we'll see what I can do. But yeah, I think I'll leave that here for now then. We got to kind of go through some thought processes and plan out some things. And yeah, let me know what you think about the Iron Golem farm, where to build, and all that. And what you think about this library, what we have so far, and moving it over there. Alright guys, well thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. And we will see you all next time. Bye bye.